Ancient Sparta is remembered as the home of fearless warriors, legendary battles, and unmatched military discipline. Movies and popular culture have turned Spartans into symbols of courage and honor. But behind the shining bronze shields and heroic stories lies a much darker reality. The real Sparta was not just a nation of great soldiers. It was one of the harshest and most unforgiving societies in human history. The strength that made Sparta famous came at an enormous human cost. Life in Sparta was brutal from the very beginning. According to ancient sources, when a baby was born, Spartan elders examined the child to decide whether it was strong enough to become a future citizen. If they believed the baby was too weak or unhealthy, it could be abandoned. While modern historians debate how common this practice actually was, there is little doubt that Sparta placed extraordinary value on physical strength above everything else. From birth, survival depended on meeting the state's expectations. At the age of 7, every Spartan boy was taken away from his family and placed into the agoge, one of the toughest military training systems in history. Childhood ended almost overnight. Boys were trained to endure hunger, pain, exhaustion, and harsh punishments. They received very little food and were even encouraged to steal to survive, not because stealing was considered good, but because getting caught showed a lack of skill. They learned to obey orders without question, fight without fear, and put the needs of Sparta above their own lives. As they grew older, the training became even more extreme. Boys often walked barefoot, wore the same simple clothing throughout the year, and slept on beds made from reeds they gathered themselves. Every challenge was designed to make them stronger, tougher, and completely prepared for war. Mercy, comfort, and personal freedom had little place in Spartan society. Everything revolved around creating the perfect soldier. But perhaps the darkest truth about Sparta was not how it treated its own citizens. It was how it treated everyone else. The Spartan economy depended on the Helots, an enslaved population that greatly outnumbered Spartan citizens. These people were forced to farm the land and produce food, while the Spartans devoted their lives to military training. To prevent rebellion, Sparta ruled the Helots through fear and violence. Ancient writers describe a secret practice called the Cryptia, in which selected young Spartans reportedly hunted and killed Helots as a way to terrorize the population. Although historians continue to debate the exact nature of this institution, it reveals how deeply violence was woven into Spartan society. Even Spartan women, who had more rights and freedoms than women in many other Greek city-states, lived under the demands of the military system. They were expected to stay physically fit, manage households, and raise children who would become strong warriors. Their value was closely tied to the strength of future generations, showing that nearly